evening everyone. This is Manali Raj. Welcome to the CSA Relay program presented by Chanakya IAS Academy Patna. In this segment, we demonstrate about the daily important highlights from the perspective of our civil services examination. Let us have a brief overview of today's headlines. One Mahotsav portal to check the progress of Plantation drive launched. ASI team begins scientific survey of Gyanvapi Mosque. Deadline of Smart Cities mission pushed to 2024. Smart Cities working hard to showcase the achievements. CERT-In cautions internet users against the ransomware Akira attack. Today's synoptic reports are about writing off of bad loans by the banks worth Rs 2.09 lakh crore in 2022-23. Now getting into the details of the news. One Mahotsav portal to check the progress of Plantation drive launched. Environment and Forest Minister inaugurated the second One Mahotsav and launched a Green Action Plan portal at the event to share the progress of tree plantation with the public. The Department of Forest and Wildlife has come up with the Green Action Plan portal to share the monthly plantation progress along with geolocations and photographs of the plantation sites with the residents of Delhi. ASI team begins scientific survey of Gyanvapi Mosque. The court-ordered survey by the Archaeological Survey of India of the Gyanvapi Mosque complex located next to the Kashi Vishwanath temple in Varanasi. The survey is being conducted to determine whether the present structure was constructed over a pre-existing structure of a Hindu temple. District and Sessions Judge directed the ASI to conduct ground-penetrating radar survey just below the three domes of the building in question and conduct excavations if required. The Hindu litigants contend that the mosque was built on the site of the original Kashi Vishwanath temple. The Muslim litigants say the mosque was built on the Waqf premises and that the Places of Worship Special Provisions Act of 1991 barred changing the character of any place of worship that existed before August 15, 1947. Deadline of Smart Cities mission pushed to 2024. Smart cities are working hard to showcase their achievements. With the government pushing the deadline of its Smart Cities mission to next June, the 100 cities that are part of it are marking their completed projects with logos in a strategy aimed at displaying the accomplishments so far. The cities have been asked to implement the labeling strategy by August 31. According to the data provided by the Union Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry to the Lok Sabha on July 20, 74% of nearly 8,000 projects for which work orders have been issued have been completed. In May, when the ministry extended the mission's deadline from June this year to June 30, 2024, 72% of the projects were complete. The mission was launched in 2015 and the cities were selected in various rounds from January 2016 to June 2018, with each getting 5 years from their selection to complete the projects. The total cost of the project is estimated to be Rs 1,79,204 crores. CERT-In cautions internet users against the ransomware Akira attack. An internet ransomware virus, Akira, that steals vital personal information and encrypts data, leading to extortion of money from people, has been reported in the cyberspace. This computer malware is targeting Windows and Linux-based systems. A recently emerged ransomware operation dubbed Akira is reportedly active in cyberspace. This group first steals the information from victims, then encrypts data on their systems and conducts double extortion to force the victim into paying the ransom. In case the victim does not pay, they release their victim's data on their dark web blog. The ransomware group is known to access victim environments via virtual private network services, particularly where users have not enabled multi-factor authentication. Ransomware is a computer malware that infects and blocks users from using their own data and system, and they can get it back against a payoff. This ransomware group has also utilized tools such as AnyDesk, WinRAR, and PC Hunter during intrusions. Adding these tools are often found in the victim's environment and their misuse typically goes unnoticed. Akira deletes the Windows shadow volume copies on the targeted device. The ransomware subsequently encrypts files with a predefined set of extensions, and a .akira extension is appended to each encrypted file's name during this encryption process. In the encryption phase, the ransomware terminates active Windows services using the Windows Restart Manager API. This step prevents any interference with the encryption process. The ransomware encrypts files found in various hard drive folders, excluding the program data, recycle bin, boot system volume information, and Windows folders. The CERT-In also advised Internet users to use basic online hygiene and protection protocols to keep safe from such kind of virus attacks in the online space. Ransomware infections primarily keep data hostage. Hence, it is recommended to maintain offline backups of critical data and ensure that these backups stay up to date to prevent data loss in the event of infection. Also, the advisory recommended that the operating systems and the applications be kept updated regularly and that the virtual patching can be considered for protecting the legacy systems and networks. This measure hinders cybercriminals from gaining easy access to any system through vulnerabilities in outdated applications and software. Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, that is CERT-In, is the central technology arm to combat cyber attacks and guards cyberspace against phishing and hacking assaults and similar online attacks. Users should also enforce strong password policies and multi-factor authentication and avoid applying updates patches available in any unofficial channel, among other measures to counter cyber and ransomware attacks. The synoptic report of today. According to the RBI, banks write off bad loans worth Rs 2.09 lakh crore in 2022-23. Banks have wrote off these bad loans, taking the total loan write-off by the banking sector to 10.57 lakh crore in the last 5 years, which is about $129 billion. This huge loan write-off aided banks to bring down gross NPA, or the loans defaulted by the borrowers, to a 10-year low of 3.9% of advances in March 2023. Gross NPAs of bank had fallen from Rs 10.21 lakh crore in financial year 2018 to Rs 5.55 lakh crore by March 2023, mainly on the back of loan write-off by the banks. Banks have written off a whooping Rs 15,31,453 crore since financial year 2012-13 as per the RBI data. However, what is to be noted here is that the loans write-off by the banks will remain in the books of banks as unrecovered loans. Loan write-offs by banks rose to Rs 2,09,144 crore during the fiscal that ended in March 2023 as against Rs 1,74,966 crore a year ago in March 2022. Banks have been writing off defaulted loans to reduce the NPAs in their books. However, banks have reported abysmal recoveries from the written-off loans. They could recover only 30,104 crore in financial year 21, 33,534 crore in financial year 22, and 45,548 crore in financial year 23. When a loan is written off by a bank, it goes out from the asset book of the bank. The bank writes off a loan after the borrower has defaulted on the loan repayment, and there is a very low chance of recovery. The lender then moves the defaulted loan or NPA out of the assets side and reports the amount as loss. After write-off, banks are supposed to continue their efforts to recover the loan using various options. They have to make provisioning also. The tax liability will also come down as the written-off amount is reduced from the profit. A loan becomes an NPA when the principal or interest payment remains overdue for the 90 days. The writing off of NPAs is a regular exercise carried by banks to clean up the balance sheet. A substantial portion of this write-off is, however, technical in nature. It is primarily intended at cleansing the balance sheet and achieving taxation efficiency. In technically written-off accounts, loans are written off from the books at the head office without foregoing the right to recovery. Further, write-offs are generally carried out against accumulated provisions made for such loans. Once recovered, the provisions made for those loans flow back into the profit and loss accounts of the bank. The RBI guidance on write-off says that in a deregulated credit environment, banks have been advised to take credit-related decisions, including waiving of bad loans as per their commercial assessment of the viability of the loans in terms of their board-approved policies, subject to the prudential norms issued by the RBI. The policy on loan recoveries is required to lay down the manner of recovery of dues, targeted level of reduction period-wise, norms for permitted sacrifice or waiver, factors to be taken into account before considering waivers, decision levels, reporting to higher authorities, and monitoring of write-off and waiver cases. However, the recovery process can take years as most of the loans involved in write-offs belong to the willful defaulters and shady promoters who generally don't pay back to the banks. According to the RBI's Financial Stability Report for June 2023, if the macroeconomic environment worsens to a medium or severe stress scenario, the GNPA ratio may rise to 4.1% and 5.1% respectively. Some news in facts and text. The cases of signaling failure in railways in the last 5 years. 13 cases of signaling failure in the railways in the past 5 years, but no incident due to defects in the interlocking signal system, according to a response in the Parliament. Tax evasion by Chinese smartphone companies. 9,000 crore Chinese smartphone makers including Oppo, Mobile, Vivo India and Xiaomi have found evading taxes between 2018-19 and 22-23. The number of Indians who gave up citizenship in 2023? It is 7,000 Indians, and with this more than 17.50 lakh people have given up their Indian citizenship since 2011, according to a reply by External Affairs Minister in the Parliament. The cases disposed by the Supreme Court this year, 26,000 cases of over 5.02 crore cases were pending in various courts. That was all for today. Stay tuned to our channel for standardizing your civil services preparation. Thank you.